Usually. Shoshinsei Flashman. This is the last Sentai not to have Sentai in the title. All the others will have it. It's also the first with a secondary backup robot, the Great Titan. See right there. Lucky son of a gun. Hikari Sentai Masked Man. This is the first Sentai with a mecha for each member. All the others had 1, 2, or 3. Also, technically, the first 6th member, which has become a staple of the band. But he only appeared in 1 episode, and that was the X1 Mask, which is this guy down here. And here's the 5 individual members. Live Man, who is, from what I've heard, is one of the more popular Sentai. It was the first actually animal-based robots. We've had previous animal themes, but no robots. They were all vehicles. These were the first animal-based robots. It had 3 members for 30 or 40 episodes, I think it was, and then they added 2 more. First Blue, female, and the first combination of 2 robots, otherwise known as a Super Gatai, where they took the 2 main robots and got a bigger one. Now, the next episode is considered the first episode of the 10th anniversary series. As we said before, that's because the original 2 Sentai were not counted as Super Sentai at this point. However, we did have 53 members at the same time on screen fighting bad guys. It was pretty awesome. High Speed Squadron Turbo Ranger gives us the first base robot, the Turbo Builder, and also the first Ultra Robot, where you took all the robots that they had and slammed them all together. This thing was so big, it couldn't move. So it just stood there and blasted things. There's the 3. GQ Sentai 5-Man. This was the first all-sibling team. All of them were related, all of them were brothers and sisters. This was also the first to have an all-team power-up in the 5-tector. But it was only usable 1 person at a time. Chojin Sentai Jetman. We get our first ally who is, while not a Sentai member, he can change forms, fight bad guys just as well. Again, he was only in like 1 or 2 episodes. The first robot that turned into a weapon for the main robot in the Tetra Boy. And then, at the series epilogue, Red Hawk and White Swan get married. The actors are also married. And we find out that the guy in black at the far end dies. And Tetra Boy and the Tetra Cannon. Now, from here on is where Time Spawn has started bringing over Power Rangers. But we're not going to talk about that. Kyoru Sentai Zyuranger. This was the first dinosaur-themed series. We also get our first permanent 6th Ranger, Dragon Ranger Burai, otherwise known as the Green Ranger, who does die most of the way through the series. This was the first to actually be brought over to America as a new series, not dubbed, not subbed, not parodied or anything else. And we also get our first 7-piece Gatai, the Kyokyoku Dai Juzen, or the Ultra One. That's a whole lot easier to say.
Yes.
Gosei Sentai Dai Ranger. This was a martial arts themed Sentai, where each of them studied a different style, with Yellow studying drunken boxing. We also get our first Child Ranger, Ko, the White Ranger. Yes, he was a little kid who became adult-sized and fought. That's why in Power Rangers you see Tommy acting like an idiot sometimes. But only the White Ranger and the mecha and monsters were brought over. They did not bring over the suits because they thought it would be too much of a change for kids. They wouldn't understand what's going on. Ninja Sentai Kakurenja. Our first ninja theme. Yes, it took us however many this was to get to a ninja theme. We have our first size-changing ally, the Ninja Man, who became the giant Samurai Man. We actually now have our second 5-piece secondary robot, the Kakeru Daishogun. This was also considered an anniversary show. They had a special with the Kaku Ranger and the 4 previous Sentai fighting all together, including a giant robot battle at the end. It was pretty cool.
Wasn't that the Aquas Ranger team as well? In the American version? Because that's all they were only for 6 episodes?
Yeah, the Alien Rangers. And we also get our first antagonist Sentai, the Hana Ranger, but they were kind of portrayed as idiots, fools, silly monsters. Yes, these are our 2 big robots. And you notice the Kakeru Daishogun, which is the secondary one, was what we had first over here. Yeah, we like to mix things around. Shoriki Sentai O Ranger. It's a scientific-based Sentai, not mystical. Gives us our first theme in the hallway. Our first secondary robot specifically for the Red Ranger, called the Red Puncher, but it had to be heavily rewritten due to a sarin gas attack in the Tokyo subway while it was being aired. This is the show that nearly killed Super Sentai. The ratings plummeted. Red Puncher. However, the next series, Gekiso Sentai Car Ranger, was very tongue-in-cheek. It was almost a parody in and of itself.
Turbo Ranger.
Yes. In fact, this gives us the first combination of 2 separate super robots. The Super Emergency Fusion Scramble Intersection Robo. Which was the arms of the RV Robo, chest and head of the RV Robo, and arms and legs of the VRV Robo. Yeah, that thing was silly. But I just like saying the name. And now here's where they decide to change things up. Well, we just had the 15th anniversary with Kaku Ranger. They decided that they were going to start including Go Ranger and Jaka for the Super Sentai. So we have now the 20th anniversary. And from here on, Go Ranger and Jaka are counted, and they go by the series, not the actual years that's been on, because there is a slight discrepancy there. Dingy Sentai Mega Ranger. We get our first new color in quite a while, a Silver Ranger.
I didn't know in Japanese it was called. That's what Power Rangers was called.
Join the club. Come on in.
Yeah.
Come in. Come in.
I'm a little old, aren't I?
No, I'm 36.
Not at all.
We're 30-somethings. Come in.
Well, we get our first serious antagonistic Sentai, the Neja Ranger. Or the Psychos, if anybody wants it.
Yes.
And this was heavily influenced by The Last Starfighter. By the fact that the Red Ranger was recruited by playing a video game.
One of my favorite shows was Power Rangers.
This was very video game oriented. It wasn't space. They had computers and gadgets, and that was what their powers were.
You guys come
Senju
on.
Sentai Ginga Man.
Okay.
We get 2 additional mechas that are unpiloted.
Try and find my friends. I'll come
Okay.
get you.
And like I was saying, we have 2 mechas that are unpiloted, and then we also have a pair of siblings, Ginga Red and Bull Black. There's the 2 unpiloted in Giga Phoenix and Giga Rhinos. It was very nature oriented, lots of elemental attacks, and they were protecting the forest.